Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Raw Take. I'm Rob Reed. This is the premiere episode of my new series, Armchair Booker, where I do fantasy booking. This episode, I will discuss my fantasy booking of Bray Wyatt in AEW. One quick spoiler: there will be no supernatural stuff at all. So we got to do a little bit of backstory before this, and the actual booking of Bray Wyatt. So we know that he has a 90-day no compete since his release. So we can't throw him in immediately. So here we'll go up the stuff that will happen up to then. You know, Hangman Page, he doesn't get to face Kenny Omega for the title at All Out like we thought he would. Christian Cage gets the match. He loses. But so Kenny Omega retains. In that time, Hangman has fought every other person in the top 5 of the rankings and beat them all. So he's fought his way back to the top of the rankings. It is right after the week after All Out. It is announced that on the September Arthur Ashe show that Kenny Omega will have to defend the title against Hangman Page. That is the show where Hangman Page finally defeats. I know a lot of people want to see Hangman win the title at a pay-per-view like All Out. I get that, and I would have liked to, but I think it would be something very special if because we already know that Daniel Bryan is most likely to debut at the Arthur Ashe show. My idea is, even though the Dark Order has been told by Hangman throughout this whole time, I have to do this myself. So they do not get involved. What happens is you have a tag team that's going after the Young Bucks. So, they're preoccupied. You have Frankie Kazarian, who at every turn has been trying to take out all of the elite. So right before the title match, you see Gallows and Anderson in the back have been taken out. And of course, it pans up. Frankie Kazarian is there. He's hit him, knocked him out with a lead pipe right before the match. The Young Bucks, let's say the Varsity Blondes. Varsity Blondes are now in the hunt for the titles. They're the ones that are keeping the Young Bucks at bay. During Kenny Omega's defense against Hangman, you see Don Callis try to, he's done this so many times. He comes out from the announce desk while he's supposed to be announcing his match. He comes out, tries to get involved. All of a sudden, the Europe's Final Countdown starts playing, and sure enough, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, comes out, keeps Don Callis from getting into the ring. This leads to Hangman Page finally hitting the buckshot lariat. Oh, and in that match, Kenny Omega hits the one-winged angel, and for the first time on American soil, Hangman Page kicks out of the one-winged angel. It's going to be the first time ever someone's kicked out. Because it's got to be Hangman that has to be the one to kick out, in my opinion. But eventually, Hangman hits the buckshot. 1, 2, 3. Hangman is your new AEW champion. The Dark Order comes out immediately. Like right after Hangman wins. Comes out and celebrates with Hangman. So we do get to have the big celebration with Hangman. The next day, on Wyndham Rotunda's Instagram page, a video comes up, and Bray is going, he took my brother's family and he made them soft. I have to destroy them. End of the video. Immediately implying that, Hangman was brought into the fold with all the remaining members of the Dark Order, and ever since they've been the funny guys. There hasn't been all the menace that they, even though they joked, there was always some menace involved in the Dark Order when they were with Brody Lee. And ever since, they've just been a comedy act. So, weeks leading up, Bray keeps putting out these different videos. So, Bray's no-compete clause ends just before Halloween, like a couple days before Halloween. So, on the Halloween weekend episode of Rampage is a Halloween theme, is going to be the Halloween themed Rampage. Hangman has a title match. It doesn't really matter who. Hangman wins. Dark Order's in the ring celebrating. The lights go out. They come back on, and there are 4 men in the ring dressed as the old-fashioned creepers. Except the masks they're wearing are sheep masks. Lights go out again. They come back on, and in these 2 corners, and on the hard cam, 3 more men wearing sheep masks. The 3 men pull back the sheep masks, revealing Adam Shear, Eric Redbeard, and the newly christened Bray Windham. The Creepers and the 3 attack all of the Dark Order and lay them out. Bray hits Hangman with the spinning clothesline, and then hits Sister Abigail. The next week, Bray, Adam Shear, and Eric Redbeard are in the ring. And they say, and again he reiterates, "You took my brother's family and you made them weak. You made them a joke. How dare you?" because of what you did, I have to destroy what he created. This is the blood is officially on your hands, Hangman Adam Page. So months leading, you're constantly seeing matches where the newly christened Cult of Wyndham are just... Here's the thing. I know people are going to say, really? Braun Strowman in AEW? Do you really think that? I have the utmost belief that they could somehow make Braun Strowman work in AEW. They made plenty of guys work really well in AEW. I think he'll be fine. But they have been just dismantling the Dark Order the whole time. Adam Shearer and Eric Redbeard are the heavy tag team of the... Because the truth is, Braun started getting really good. Started having some decent matches. I really think that the main problem was the booking in WWE. Braun had shown he had gotten really good, especially a couple years ago, during his stuff with Roman Reigns. He proved he can go if he has the right booking behind him. And I think AEW would do very well booking Adam Shearer. You can come up with a new name if you need to. But Bray's focus is Hangman, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson, because those three are the, Stu and Uno were the original leaders. Uno mainly. And he was the person who, was just underneath Mr. Brody Lee. So he personally blames Evil Uno for bringing Hangman into the fold. Which after Bray's passing, led to them just becoming a joke. And they shouldn't be jokes. They should be destroying everyone. And they're not. They should have been tag team champions early, and they weren't. And he says, you three are the primary targets. The others, they're just cannon fodder. We all know that. You three are the enemy. So this will lead eventually to Blood and Guts 2. The Dark Order versus the Cult of Wyndham. They said, we will have 2 new members of the cult. The Blood and Guts match will be Hangman, Stu Grayson, Evil Uno, 10 and 5. You'll see where this is going. No, let me redo that. It'll be, I have a better one. Alex Reynolds and John Silver will be the other 2 on the Dark Order side. The Cult of Wyndham, on the other hand, will be Bray Windham, Adam Shearer, Eric Redbeard, 10 and 5. And they will officially change their masks to sheep masks as they have Bray has been able to sway them onto his side. And, as expected, Cult of Wyndham will win. This one, of course, they have to. That's their big match. And unlike the Pinnacle, we're not going to have Pinnacle inner circle thing. We're not going to have the whole throw one off the top. But we will have a bloody fight. And it will force the Dark Order to surrender when Hangman is in a even more precarious position than Jericho was. I'm sure they can figure one out. I am a little lost for an idea there, but I can surely they can surely come up with something there. I would say that he's got Hangman in the neck snap position. That would be how I would have Bray Wyatt threatening. The Dark Order surrender, and in doing so, they have to disband. I think the Uno and Grayson should be on their own now, and Alex Reynolds and John Silver, they can still be a funny act together. But I think it'll be like almost 3 years of the company by then. And I think by that time, it's a good time to have a new, fresh start. So that would, and of course, this would lead to Hangman versus Bray. Hangman would triumph. You got good guy has to triumph over evil, but I do think that the story of Wyndham tearing down the group that was taken away from his brother would be a decent idea. I wouldn't want to see any spooky supernatural stuff. They can be creepy. We've seen with Malachi Black that you can have a creepy character and still have it in the realm of reality. And I think they easily know that Bray could come up with something really good. His early stuff with the Wyatt family, even the NXT stuff, was really good because it wasn't supernatural. He was a very realistic cult leader. And he led a group of mountain men that looked like they would murder you if you stumbled on their compound. And that's what they would be again. They wouldn't be these supernatural guys. They would be creepy dudes who are very dangerous. Like, we know that Braun can be very dangerous when he's booked correctly. Now, that stuff I think you can do. You can do the super strong guy. Yeah, it's a bit of a stretch, but it's not the supernatural stretch. I think the strong man, he should be the guy that's is doing stuff that he's turning cars over, stuff like that. I think that's where the level he should be. And eventually, I think all three obviously could be very big stars within AEW. Bray specifically, I've seen people make the thought of, Well, can Bray get around with not doing the supernatural stuff? Yes. Yes, he can. He's done it in the past. I don't think it was his fault the WWE kept throwing terrible, spooky, supernatural bullshit on top of every time he had a really good idea, every time they'd throw something stupid on top of it. You had the original Wyatt family, who were just creepy cult members. By the time they got to John Cena, what did they do? Bray Wyatt started using magic. And he's got the whole world in his hands, and the kids were singing along. I mean, that could be, even some of that was still, more mind brainwashing, which is a thing that can that happens. But once they started doing the light shows of people showing up in the ring, that's where it lost me. Same thing with the Fiend. I felt that he started the Firefly Funhouse seemed to me like it was all of it was happening in his head, and that the Fiend was just a separate personality, a split personality that was there to take out the people who had wronged him. That's what it felt like to me at the beginning, and then all of a sudden they completely screwed everything up with him. Like almost immediately, like 2 months in with the Hell in a Cell crap. But I think this would be a good idea to bring. I think this would be a good idea to bring Bray into AEW. And of course, things evolve and things will change. But that would be my initial introduction to Bray Wyatt in AEW. If you like this video, give me a like, subscribe, comment down below what you think. Give me your thoughts. That's the fun thing about fantasy booking, is people give how they would book things. That's what I love about it. Give me your ideas. Give me your thoughts. Follow me on Twitter at Mr. Rob Reed. I will see you in the next video.